Delicious. Welcome back. David William Pearce, and I want to share something foundational with you. The 5 pillars, 5+1 pillars of conscious intimacy. Truth, trust, communication, empathy, all grounded in play with something a little extra I'll get to later. But I want to explore them through a tantric lens, because Tantra does not separate awakening from relationship. In fact, relationship is one of the most powerful mirrors for recognition. The other person is not an obstacle, but a consciousness appearing as other. So a relationship becomes a laboratory for liberation. And maybe you're finding this in the relationship that you're in. It is the most spiritual mirror and laboratory I have found outside of business. That's the next. So let's go pillar by pillar. Okay, pillar 1. Truth, satya, and prakasha. In Tantra, truth is not moral honesty. It's alignment with reality as it is. There's a word, prakasha, luminosity. Consciousness is self-revealing. Truth in relationship means no manipulation, no performance, no replacing sensation with story. It means I tell you what I actually feel. It means I don't distort myself simply to be liked, to keep the peace. Because when we lie in relationship, when we distort, bend truth, it's usually because we believe that we're not enough. In Tantra, this is called anavamala, the contraction of feeling small. It is the impurity of individuation. Truth dissolves that contraction, because if I know that I'm enough, I don't need distortion. And from that place, truth restores clarity of being. Okay, pillar 2, trust, vishvasa, and svatantriya. Trust isn't naivete. In Tantra, trust is rooted in sovereignty, svatantriya. Reality is not against you, friend. Consciousness is not fractured. Trust in relationship mirrors metaphysical trust. I trust you. I trust life. I trust awareness itself. Without trust, relationship collapses into survival, into hypervigilance, control, subtle testing. In Tantra, this relates to maya mala, the contraction of separation and fear, the second impurity of differentiation. Trust dissolves that. With trust, relationship becomes expansion instead of defense. Okay, point 3, communication, or vak. In Tantra, speech is divined. The word vak, sacred speech, speaks into this, quite literally. The power of speech is what separates us from the rest of life on this planet. It is the gift of God, the ability to eloquently express and communicate through verbiage. Speech moves through 4 levels in Tantra: unmanifest, visionary, mental, and spoken. I think I've done the 4 layers of the word. Conscious communication isn't just about good wording. It's when words are rooted in embodied awareness. When you speak from what is actually alive within you. When you listen without defensive identity. I don't know, that can be challenging. When language becomes a bridge, not a weapon. Communication is not about winning. It's about revealing. Part 4, Pillar 4, empathy. Hridaya means heart in Sanskrit. Empathy in Tantra isn't emotional merging, it's recognition. The word is hridaya, the spiritual capital H, heart. Empathy means I see myself in you. Not because we are identical, but because the same consciousness is looking through both of us. One consciousness, infinite pairs of eyes. When empathy is present, separation softens, defensiveness relax. You are no longer arguing with an enemy, you're simply meeting yourself in another form. Empathy then becomes lived non-duality. Okay, Pillar 5, the foundation of what, for me, the other pillars stand atop, and that is play, or Leela. This is the most tantric piece. Leela meaning divine play. Reality itself is play. It's divine comedy. Without play, truth becomes harsh, trust becomes rigid, communication becomes heavy, and empathy becomes draining. Play reminds both partners. No, we are not here to survive one another. We're here to explore each other, to enjoy together. Play keeps action joyful, keeps polarity alive, keeps the nervous system open. But here's the subtle enhancement. Play must be rooted in presence. And this is the +1 element that permeates through all of the other pillars. Because play without presence becomes avoidance, and presence without play becomes intensity. Together, we land at sacred intimacy. If we translate this into Tantra metaphysics, truth restores clarity, trust restores safety, communication refines vibration, empathy restores unity. Play expresses divine creativity. This isn't accidental alignment. This is structurally tantric. Conscious relating isn't about having a better relationship. It's about using relationship to dissolve contraction, to restore sovereignty, svatantriya, to experience non-duality through love, through play. And in that space, the relationship gets to become the practice. It gets to become the path. So, if this resonates for you, if there's something vibrating, even just a little bit, if you're still here, if you're committed to intimacy, not as comfort, but as evolution, then you're not just building a relationship, you're walking a path, my friend. And intimacy becomes awakening in motion. And if this landed, an invitation to comment which pillar you're currently strengthening. If you'd like to go deeper, you can work with me one-on-one, clarity protocol, 3-hour online structured recalibration, getting to the root of a problem rather than staying on the surface. I like to think of it as when your check engine light in your car is blinking and you take it to a mechanic, you want them to check the engine, not the light. And for those wanting to go considerably deeper, one-on-one Tantric Trekking retreats where we get to be in nature, implement the clarity protocol, and do a little bit of integration live. For those already in partnership, Tiffany and I offer couples contact massage, a 3-hour immersive experience where you get to learn some techniques, enjoy one another, and deepen into intimacy beyond words. And for the conscious leaders who are building the Sex Prayers Institute of Intimacy, is where all of this is living. So if you'd like to know more, please do reach out. Thank you for being here, and see you soon in the next transmission. Aham. Back to the avocado. Avocado is so good. Fresh avocado every day. Keeps the doctor away.